Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Have you ever felt physically and mentally drained when it comes to exercise? Here are 5 tips to keep from burning out. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast and owner of PutYourselfFirst.com. And I'm a health and fitness coach here to help you find your healthy formula and just make fitness fun, nutrition simple, support to get results, and we like to have a little fun during these things and get some tips and training and sometimes some good interviews. But first, I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you've been a long-time listener to this podcast, you've shared it with somebody, thank you so much. I really enjoy doing these shows for you every week and just sharing the love of health and fitness out there where I can. It's not only just health and fitness like workout stuff, it's sometimes it's mindset stuff, and sometimes it's just an interview with somebody that can empower you and lift you up, or just make life better, make life more fun, So if you've ever felt physically and mentally drained when it comes to exercise, and I'm not talking about after exercising, I'm talking about where you just don't feel like exercising. You hit a brick wall and you just don't feel like doing anything. It seems like everything's a chore, whether it's, banging out any push-ups or just exercise in general or nutrition, meal prep, all of it. If you've ever felt stuck or helpless in a fitness program, you're not alone. I think it happens to all of us, or many of us anyway. And usually it's not a big deal. It's maybe a day or 2 or 3, and then we're back on track. But what do you do when you come across those times where it just keeps going on, and it begins to affect your confidence, and it affects your energy and your determination? Well, this can lead to burnout, where you just don't even show up for your workouts anymore. Raise your hand if you've ever, had that happen before. And at first you just kind of lack the drive. You lack the energy. Nothing seems to fire you up. And then you start to have negative attitude toward fitness. And you begin to think, oh gosh, it's pointless. I don't need it anyway. And now it's going to be way too hard to get back into it. So if you haven't had this experience, way cool. That's totally awesome. Hopefully you never will. But burnout, it's very real for many people. So I came across this article the other day with 5 steps to give yourself the best shot at reclaiming your energy and positive focus and getting back into shape. And after I read them, I'm like, I got to share this with you. I could have created a blog post about it too, but I wanted to make sure I got on the podcast and shared this. And just, as you're going through and listening to some of these, just think about what other areas of your life could these steps benefit. Okay. It's not only just health and fitness and when it comes to exercise. I mean, it might be have to do with work, or it might have to do with relationships. So one thing, step 1 is to change your routine. And that's not doing the same thing over and over. I think sometimes that happens with fitness. I know it did for me. I would go to the gym and it was just kind of the same routine over and over and over until over the years I've integrated a lot new things. And when I find that I'm starting to get that boredom factor to where I'm not even wanting to show up anymore, that's when you got to change the routine. As Tony Horton says, variety is the spice of life. So, any type of change, even if it's just, switching programs, maybe it's training with a friend, or just, it can even be just using different equipment. For instance, I'm going to go with resistance bands instead of weights this time. That can create a new challenge and, challenge the body a little bit differently and kind of impact your health, your mindset, your energy, and that motivation to get back to working out. So that's one of them. Number 2 is to remember your fitness pleasures. And that, sure, exercise can, create the lean muscle and help you lose weight and gain strength. And we hit the gym or we hit our home workouts hard. But don't forget about the other activities that put that fun in variety in your life. Those fitness pleasures like hiking, climbing, biking, dancing, swimming, skiing, tennis, all those things that just kind of bring a smile to your face and that they're fun to do. I love that. I love how the article said, optimize your fitness enthusiasm. Let me repeat that again. Optimize your fitness enthusiasm. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Step three is to celebrate your daily activity and achievements. That's acknowledging yourself. I know for me, I spent time, I think I've talked about this before. My fitness achievements were, using either tracking sheets or I used a calendar right at the beginning. And I used my belt loop notches. And all I did was I wanted an X on that calendar for the day. And in time, 30, 60, 90 days, I wasn't even looking at the scale. I just went, am I making progress on the belt loops that I'm wearing? And they're it's going toward my healthier version of me. So, but maybe you just upped your weights, new personal record, or maybe you held a plank for like an extra 30 seconds, or you did an extra 5 push-ups on your toes. You showed up when you didn't feel like it. Those are big wins. That you need to stop and take time to recognize and acknowledge yourself. So do that. Those sort of things can be really empowering. The next thing kind of ties into the same thing. It's to set daily process goals. Sure, the long-term goals, they're great, but we can often get distracted when it ends up being so far in the future. And a lot of times we try to picture what's going to be like a year from now. We know what we want to be at, but a year, as much as it flies by, it sometimes takes forever to get there, and there's going to be all these little distractions. So process goals are going to help you stay focused on little things that keep you confident and motivated, and they help you cross the finish line. Things like I mentioned before, you went 5 more seconds on a move, or you did 3 extra reps, or you improved your technique on a certain exercise. That even happens to me, when I'm doing like MMA type of workouts or something that involves a little bit of choreography or agility. I'll struggle a bit, and then when I finally get the move down, I celebrate that victory. I'm like, I finally did it. I finally got it without tripping over my foot or whatever. So that's tied with it with the same thing as I said before, but you just achieve, you create this greater sense of achievement than, and you're boosting your inner drive. So there's another one when it comes to putting that those things, in the background and avoiding burnout. The last one is to, just to ask for social support. It can be a workout buddy, but it doesn't always have to be. One of the best ways to get out of a burnout is just to ask for support. I think that can apply to a lot of things, especially when we're stuck in our lives. But reaching out and sharing your experiences, talking through specific problems that are those things that are having a negative impact on your mood, maybe toward working out, asking for input and how you want to get out of this funk. When you start to talk to other people, sometimes people are like, me too, or people will have great suggestions, and you'll feel less alone in your experience. Plus, it puts you on that proactive mode to improve your situation, and that can also be very empowering. A boost in confidence to push you through and really begin to crush your goals. So that's what I've relied on over the years when I come into those situations. And is that social? I think the social support has really been it. I used to be one of these, just kind of leave me alone, let me work out on my own sort of thing. But when I started to get connected with other people, and if I see somebody else struggling the same way that I'm going through, or if I put it out there, sometimes just people giving the support of just saying, you can do it. You got this, can be all the mental muscle it needs to bypass being in one of those burnout modes, So I find it's like being part of a fitness family. who works hard to stay healthy and fit. And we've experienced some of that burnout too, and we're all there to help each other. And I love that. Let me know if you want to be a part of that fit family. I'd be great to share how you can do that. It'd be totally awesome. But that's all I have for this week. I hope that these were helpful for you, and if you know of somebody that could benefit from, maybe they're going through some tough times, maybe you're going to reach out and be a friend to them, or you just pass on this podcast episode to them. That would be totally awesome, and what a great friend you'd be for helping them out, right? So anyway, I so appreciate you for subscribing, and if you're watching this on the video, not live video, but if you're watching this on the video version, just know that there is an audio version. All you do is go over to the iTunes store or your podcast app, do a search for Power Blast Podcast, and you can get the audio version, or you can get both. Both are published at the same time. That's very cool. We're also on YouTube. If you just do a search for that, you'll find that we publish the shows over there too. So I appreciate you, and you know what? If you're in that store, in iTunes, please give an honest rating and review. That would be really, really cool. You absolutely rock, my friend. Just remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.